Welcome back, War County viewers, to another thrilling episode of Sports Central. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Andrew Mackey, the sports editor for The Standard. We're going to kickstart this week with some volleyball action. The Boonville Lady Pioneers played the opening round of the sectional last night in Gibson Southern, at Gibson Southern High School. They played the Mount Vernon Wildcats, who are probably the favorite of that 3A sectional, and unfortunately for the Lady Pioneers, they lost in 3 games, 25-21, 25-15, 25-19 to Mount Vernon. That ends Boonville's season, but, congratulations to the Lady Pioneers. They won 16 matches this year, doubling their win total from last year. They were very exciting to watch. They had some memorable wins over Mater Dei when they were undefeated, and Memorial. And of course, the Pink Night was always an exciting time for the Boonville volleyball team. So congratulations to the Lady Pioneers, and specifically the seniors of that team, on a successful season. Sticking with volleyball, Castle and Tecumseh begin their postseason play on Saturday. Castle will play at Harrison on Saturday, and their opening match will be against either Harrison or Central. Harrison and Central play Thursday night, and the winner of that game will face the Knights. And if Castle can get by that game, they will play in the sectional championship game Saturday night against either North or Wrights. The Knights are the favorite of that sectional. They've beaten all 4 teams in there. And they're 21-12. They're by far the best team in that sectional. And to read more about that, make sure you pick up this week's issue of The Standard and read an interview I did with Castle head coach Daniel Watson. In the 1A sectional, it's at Tecumseh. The Braves' first match is Saturday afternoon against Cannleton. And if they win that one, they'll be in the championship game against either Northeast Du Bois or Wood Memorial. Tecumseh and Northeast Du Bois are the 2 favorites in that sectional, so they will likely play in the sectional final at 4 p.m. at Tecumseh. Tecumseh's beaten Cannleton and Wood earlier this year, but lost to Northeast Du Bois. So if they can get to that championship game against the Jeeps, that should be a pretty intense, exciting match in Linville at 4 p.m., as I said. Continuing with postseason play, we're moving on to football. Sectional start on Friday. This is when games really start to matter. Lose, your season's over. Fortunately for 2 of the 3 Warwick County schools, they have favorable sectional draws. Unfortunately for the 3rd, not so much. We'll start with 5A with the 3rd-ranked undefeated Castle Knights. Their postseason journey begins in Floyd Knobs against the Floyd Central Highlanders. Castle is 9-0, and as I said, ranked 3rd in 5A. Floyd Central is just 2-7, but Coach Hertz said that they are playing very well, and the Knights should expect a very good game. But Castle should win that game. They're favored to not only win that game, they're favored to win the entire sectional. And that game begins at 6:30 at Floyd Central. In Class 4A, the Boonville Pioneers are the lone Warwick County team with an unfavorable draw. They have to travel up to Jasper to face the 2nd-ranked Wildcats at 6:30. Boonville has struggled this year, lost 4 really close games, bringing their record to 3-6. Could be drastically different if they pull out a couple of those close games, but it's not. Pioneers are 3-6, and they face the 9-0 Jasper Wildcats. Jasper beat Boonville earlier this year, 49-0, 3rd week of the season. So the chips are stacked against Boonville in that game. But the silver lining there is if they get past Jasper, they'll face the winner of Harrison or Seymour, who are struggling this year as well. So it gets a little easier for Boonville if they can pull off the upset against Jasper, but that is a tall task for the Pioneers. In Class 1A, the 5-4 Tecumseh Braves take on rival Wood Memorial at Braves Field at Linville Elementary School at 7 o'clock. Tecumseh is 5-4. It's their first winning season since 2008. Wood Memorial, on the other hand, is just 1-8. They started the season 0-8. Won their last game of the year against Union Duggar. So they have a little bit of momentum going into this sectional game, but the Braves beat Wood Memorial 48-6 earlier this season. Really dominated that game. Dominated them last year as well. So if the Braves come out ready to play and play as they should win that game, which will put them in the second round for the first time since 2007. And they'll face the winner of North Davies or Union Duggar. And in other postseason news, the Boonville cross-country teams will be in semi-state on Saturday. The girls team finished 5th at the regional to advance to semi-state, and that will be in Brown County on Saturday. And Boonville boys runner Jesse Stanley was the lone boys runner to advance off Boonville's team. Stanley took 6th place, qualifying fairly easily for the semi-state competition. For the girls team, that's the first time they've been to semi-state since 1996, which was a long time ago, 16 years. So congratulations to the Lady Pioneers, and good luck at semi-state on Saturday. And that wraps up this episode of Sports Central. Thanks for checking in, guys. I always appreciate it. And make sure you tune in next week.